Welcome to part 15 of Paper Mario the Thousand Year Door. In the last episode, we got the second Crystal Star. Peach danced with herself, and Bowser rampaged throughout all of Petalburg only to find a poster of Princess Peach. So yeah, it was a crazy episode. Anyway, we're just saying goodbye to the Punies for now because we will be back here. The Trouble Center demands it. No, seriously, it does. And one of those missions pertains to the Elder. Anyway, now that we are done story-wise with the Boggly Woods, we'll have to go back to the pedestal. Get used to having people send you off every time you get a Crystal Star, because it's going to happen all but at least one time. And the only time it's not going to happen... Well, actually, no, there is only one other time it actually happens. No, I'm right. The only time it's not going to happen is the final star of the game. So, yeah, bear that in mind. Because certain circumstances happen there. But for now, let us backtrack to the pedestal. But first, before we do, we get an email. And this email, unfortunately, doesn't have any information. It's more along the lines of Princess checking up on Mario. The thing is, there's a last line that Princess Peach says, is that she wished that everything was so carefree and like it used to be when they all spend time in the castle. Let me assure you all one thing. Peach is always carefree, which is why every single Mario game she's in, except for the one she's starring in the RPGs, most of them at least, she's the one captured or has something horrible happen to her. But enough about that, we've got our pedestal. Oh, and also, upon obtaining the second star, we learned the ability Clock Out. Now, since we brought the star to the pedestal, we now get to find out where the next star is. And oh, the next area. God, I love the next area. The next area is my favorite chapter in the game. Unfortunately, there is one small little problem. It's getting to there that's the problem. I wouldn't say it's too long, but of course... Actually, no, it is too long. It may take a part to actually get to that place. But once we get to the next area, it's all well and good. And as you can see, that Colosseum is where we need to go. Unfortunately, we need a blimp. And that's where the backtracking definitely starts to shine. Although it's not as bad as Chapter 4 and Chapter 7, it still's got some serious backtracking issues. Anyway, now that we know where we're going, let's go and bring this back to Professor Franklin, because he may know how to get there. And he's baffled too. That means this town, the Benicia town, the 1,000-year-old ruins remain intact. And that door's been sealed shut for 1,000 years by the Crystal Stars. Look at that dialogue. What he just said basically would mean a red flag, as in, why are we collecting these for a treasure that was supposed to be meant to be sealed away by the Crystal Stars? If that is the case, then that means eventually everyone knows what they're doing is wrong. However, frankly, hasn't actually got much information for now. He'll find out soon enough, and boy, it'll be a horrible revelation, but one thing's for sure, the treasure's not worth it. No, it really isn't. Anyway, one thing that can be said, this town is identical to what happened to Wind Waker. You know, I meant the Hyrule in Wind Waker, that's what I meant to say. A cataclysm came about, and Hyrule was sunk into the waters by the people and was sealed away. Unfortunately, it didn't stay sealed away for long. Well, I'll get more to that when I actually play Wind Waker. But for the time being, Glitzville is the next destination we need to go. And trust me, Glitzville is one of my favorite places in this game. I love Glitzville just because of how high... let's put it like this. Yes, there may be a lot of backtracking in Glitzville, but it's actually action-packed to where it's well worth it. And plus, if you're a wrestling fan, you're definitely going to love Glitzville, because it definitely makes some allusions to wrestlers. But first, we gotta get there. And as Professor Franklin explains, we need channels, connections to actually get to the blimps. And the only one who has them? Don Pianta. It's always the Piantas, aren't they? Haven't they learned their lesson from Sunshine? Anyway, Don Pianta runs the Syndicate. And unfortunately, Don Pianta doesn't just let anybody walk up to him. You need to actually do something in order for to actually get the Don's attention. That reminds me, there's one particular person that needs to get the hell out of the way before we can even do that. And since we now have the ability to... Well, actually, we've been had the ability to fight this guy. The thing is, he's really tough when you're at a low level. But once you get higher, like around level 6 or 7, I'm at level 8 right now, you can just wail on this guy, no problem. Oh, and I just searched the tally log for all the enemy entries. Speaking of which, this is Gus. I already introduced you guys to him, but Gus is one of the members of Ishmael's group, the Robos, and you can't pass unless you do one of two things: pay him 10 coins or whip his ass. I don't have any money, because I'm gonna have to spend some coins anyway to get the Don Pianta. So guess what option I have? Whip his ass. So here's the deal. You see that spear he has sticking up? I recommend not jumping. And I'm gonna use all the stuff that I have in my general disposal. And now that Koops has been powered up, I could have used Goombella as well. No, actually, no. I just rather would use Koops, because Koops would be a better solution for this. Also, Gus is easily prone to dizzy. So, yeah, there's that. This will make the fight with Gus so much easy, because sometimes Gus will miss. Other times, Gus will just stab me. Now, if you... Oh, I gotta really get that out of my box. If Gus actually does bring you down to low health, he'll recommend you run away. And he's down to 5, so... We're about to finish this right now, because I do believe he gets one more turn and that's it. Oh, you dick. It's over, you're done. Booyah! And that's only... Oh! We got about 18 from that. And thanks to the curse, we got double experience points. Jesus Christ! 36 star points. Definitely a good thing. Crud, you dumb game heroes always pull this stuff. It's ridiculous. Think violence off anything, don't you? Don't you, huh? Don't you? And it does. Because, guess what? We're on the other side. And on the other side, we have a few places to visit. One of which, you gotta squeeze through here and go into the back door. Because the only way to get to Don Pianta is right behind... Oh, that's a star, actually. But what I was trying to say was, the only way to get to Don Pianta is right through this back door here. So let's talk to Ishmael, who is the snail. You want some chump? This is the fortress of the Robos trees. What business brings a chump like you here? What's that? You want to meet that lying, cheating, stealing, no-good jerk for brains Don Pianta? Real thieves like us in the porous dirt, never catching a break because of that guy. Did you come here knowing all that? And you know that scumbag demands protection money from us too, right? Yeah, remember the first episode? You know all that, and you still want us to tell you how to get to him. Fine, Mr. Insensitive Jerk, but it'll cost you 64 coins. He's not kidding, actually. If you actually pay... Well, here's the thing. If you actually pay 64 coins, he'll tell you how to get it. But unfortunately, I only have 62. So, yeah, that would mean I'll have to go to the Trouble Center. I'll still have to go to the Trouble Center anyway, because in order for us to actually get to Don Pianta, we need to buy items. And I'll get more on that in just a little bit, but this is the Trouble Center. You can just actually look on the board to see what troubles it's there, and between chapters 1 and 3, we actually have accumulated a lot of troubles. So, honestly, I would dedicate a part first before actually going to Glitzville to most of the troubles here. Then I'll worry about actually going to Glitzville. But here's the thing. In order for you to... You only can take one reward... one trouble per person. That's it. If you actually pick another one, you'll have to cancel the other one. And if you do cancel the other one without completing it, you gotta pay. Since I don't have any money, I'll wait. Well, actually, no. I shouldn't wait, but actually, I should go and get some more money. Anyway, what I do need to do, however... what was it that I need to do? Oh, right! Since this is a prelude to Chapter 2, Luigi should be back in town. And there's a burnt blooper. When I went to Rumble Bump Volcano, I got myself a a marvelous compass piece. And, of course, Luigi probably inadvertently threw the squid into the lava. It had to be, because that's the only explanation for the squid to be burnt to a crisp. That poor squid. Oh, and remember what I told you about most of the characters that hang out with Luigi from his adventures in the Waffle Kingdom hating his guts? Well, Bluey is a good example. And oddly enough, we actually fought a blooper in about Chapter 3, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Chapter 3 we fought a blooper. So that just makes it even worse. Oh boy. He was called the White Torpedo, which is really sad, now that I think about it. If he really was the White Torpedo, then you should know torpedoes are not the most accurate weapons in the world. Even with heat-seeking guidance, they still tend to miss. Because planes emit cold, missile deterrent. That's what I meant to say. And it just turned the missiles other directions. But that's not the point. The point of the matter is, Luigi basically just sacrificed this guy to get the final hit on the enemy in the Rumble Bump Volcano, which is pretty much vintage Luigi, sorry. And the fact that he did that is just so ridiculous, which is all the more reason why I think Shigeru should actually make the Adventures of the Waffle Kingdom with Luigi. That would be a hilarious game and people would not stop talking about it. So the next time he actually meets up with Mario again, he'll be talking about his adventures in the Strudel continent. And no, he will not meet the Rock. So, with that said, hi there, I'm Bluey, and this guy is a total liar. Don't listen to him. You heard his story, right? Well, he did try to throw me, but he completely missed. And what happened? I end up in lava. Lava, man, you think that feels good? Thanks to him, you can stick a fork in me, I'm well done. My pale skin crispified. I'll never forgive this guy. I'm gonna make him pay if it takes me a whole lifetime. That's the only reason why I'm still hanging around this guy. You'll pay, Luigi! And now we're back to the trouble center. Sorry for that transition being too fast, but hey, it was just me backtracking. Anyway, we just took a trouble, and all we have to do is just find Garf's key. And that's basically all we need to do. Yeah. But first, there's one thing we also need to do. We need to go over to, okay. We just found our fixer, and he's probably one of the guys we need to talk to. But, for the time being, I think there was something else we needed to do. Oh, right, we needed to talk to the client. So, yeah. Oh, and also, I, had to save also because I didn't want my capture card to, go on the fritz while I was in the middle of recording. So that's what that was all about. Anyway, I actually saved and went off screen and got 2 coins that I was missing and paid Ishmail the 64 coins. And now that I talked to him and paid his coins, yeah, that's what I meant to say. Now that I paid him his coins, he'll tell us how to get in. Basically, what we need to do is to buy a dry shroom and a dizzy dial in that order. This should sound familiar to all of you. If anybody who's played Paper Mario before, you needed a dry shroom and a dry stick in order for you to meet Moustafa, but this is a little bit different. You also have to make sure you answer that your favorite color is yellow in order to meet Don Pianta. So yeah, this is basically a callback to Moustafa, which was actually the 2nd level in Paper Mario. Oh right, and I need Yoshi to get up there too, by the way. So, there's that. And also, we should go across the bridge and talk to Garf. Notice one of his goons was actually gone while I was talking to him. Well, talking to Ishmael, sorry. Anyway, once you talk to Garf, who sent the request, all you gotta do is go to the badge shop. And the badge shop is actually in the inn. Well, actually, you go into the inn and then you just exit out. That's it. From the top floor, that is. Because there's actually a door right next to the inn. Come on. There we go. And once we're out this door, you'll find a familiar face. Well, first there's the key. But let's show off the badge shop. I don't have any money, but these badges are for sale. The Simplifier, the Super Appeal, the Happy Flower, the Power Jump, which is something I honestly need, and the Unsimplifier. Well, while the Unsimplifier and Simplifier sounds good, the Power Jump is probably the best thing, and if you look, that character should look familiar by her heart-shaped tail. But that's just me. Let's go and return this key back to Garf. And once we do, then we'll fulfill one last requirement and also get Flurry at level 1, because, well, at the next level, basically level 2, so that we'll have everything ready for Glitz Pit. Anyway, for the fact that this guy actually left his keys literally at the badge shop, anybody could have broke into his house. But now that I've solved the trouble, I now also have enough money to go and get the Dizzy Dial and to get the Dried Shroom. So, thanks a lot, Garf. I'll see you guys back when we get to the parlor. And there's going to be another transition right about now. So, see you then. Alright, now it's time for us to power up Flurry, since I focused on Goombella and Koops. I mean, It's a good idea for me to do that anyway, so let's get this over with. So that way we'll have characters strong enough to help me out in Glitz Pit. There is one thing I need to mention though. The only thing she's going to be useless against is spiked enemies. Other than that, Flurry should do just fine. So Flurry basically learned a new move. However, she's a tank. So far up until we get our new character, she's basically going to be our tank for the team. But for the time being, it's time for us to go straight to Don Pianta. Yeah, that's what I said. Woohoo! So, in order for us to go there, we'll have to walk past his goons and come right into this door. Now, what we need to do is buy a dried shroom. Okay, dried shroom. And a dizzy dial. You saved up enough points in the shop, and guess what I got? A mushroom. Oh, by the way, all these points actually add up to all the shops, so yeah, you could buy in any shop you want. Oh, she asked what was my favorite color, so guess what? Just say yellow twice, and you got the password. And since we're an acquaintance to Don Pianta now, she pretty much unlocked the back door. But we're not going to see Don Pianta not until at the end of part 16. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you guys next time as I take care of some Trouble Center stuff.